Hey guys, so this video is something that I've been wanting to make for a while. Judging from the title that you've already seen, I'll just jump right into it. So, I guess I have been lying to you guys, but in a sense I haven't. So, I've pretty much been okay with putting myself on the internet for years, I guess. But there is a backstory to my stage name, as I once called it. So I guess I'll go to the big plot twist, I guess. Well, okay, it's not really a plot twist. I don't even know how to say this. I feel like this is gonna be a long video. Yeah. Hey guys, it is James Haney II here, and today's video is just like the title says. I lied. About me, innocent. So let's get right to it. So for those of you who know me online, always, anywhere you can find me, social media, I always go by the name James Henry II. Why? Because that's my alter ego, in a sense. And I know that there's a lot of definitions as to what an alter ego is, but it is, to me, James Henry II is the person I wish I could be. But it's also the person that I am. I know that doesn't make any sense, but I'll get to the point of why James Henry II is even a thing. I will talk about the origin, why it's kind of messing up my current life, and why it's kind of been difficult to basically just be me. All from a name, surprisingly, but let's get right to the beginning. So if I was to actually talk as my real self, as in like the person that I was born with the name of, I'm gonna be doing a lot of this, I don't know why, I think I'm just nervous. I would say in my YouTube videos, hey guys, it is Jaime Espinoza here, and even saying that right now, it makes me very uncomfortable saying my birth name. And I'll get into a lot of details as to why that is. So I'll just go right into that. So, growing up, I had this name, Jaime, which is spelled J-A-I-M-E. Now, I am a junior, so my dad's name is also Jaime Espinoza. My sister's name is Jamie, so hers is spelled J-A-M-I-E. So of course there's going to be a lot of confusion, and we both went to the same schools, and if we went traveling together, they would get our like passports mixed up, and they'd be like, you guys are lying to us, this isn't who you guys really are, you guys are making a joke. Which we weren't. We were literally just like unaccompanied minors trying to get to our dad the next state. So in a sense, I've always just hated my name because I've always been like the bottom of the totem pole, meaning that I was always, oh, you're Jamie's brother, oh, you have the same name as your dad, and it's always just never really been about me. And I know that sounds selfish in a sense, but it's literally always just been like, I let everybody else live their lives, and I was always the kid that had headphones on, and I was stuck in a book. I was always reading a book anywhere I went. Even if I was at the dinner table, I had a book on my lap, and whenever I got the chance, I would just flip through the pages and just continue reading. Because I just hated, I was such a recluse. I was always a shy kid. I just never liked my name at all. And it wasn't until I started getting into theater back in 6th grade, like an actual like leading role, is when I was like, oh wow, I'm actually good at something, maybe I can actually let the world know who I am. But I still hated my name because I was always going to have it, and I was always going to be the third, I'm using three now, Jaime, Jamie kid. Like everyone always called me Jamie, like people still at work call me Jamie, because that's how it looks like it's pronounced. And so I'm always like, no, it's not Jamie, it's my sister's name. And then there's this whole thing, and I've been dealing with this for 24 years, in a sense. I'm just tired of explaining what my real name is. So when I started learning about like this woman behind me, Lady Gaga. Obviously I didn't know her back in 2006, which is when I started getting into theater like I wanted to. I heard about this thing, like stage names, personas that people put on as celebrities, like Lady Gaga. Her real name is Stephanie Germanotta. Her stage name is Lady Gaga. Everyone knows her as Lady Gaga or Gaga. And so I thought that was totally cool because you can be this one person, but you can have an entirely different life. And then, of course, because I was in 6th grade in 2006, my whole life revolved around Hannah Montana. So I looked up to her in a weird sense. I know that sounds weird, but I looked up to her because she had this fake name, this stage name. She was a totally different person to like the public and as a celebrity. But when she was off the stage, she was Miley Cyrus. And I really loved that. So I was like, well, I want that because I'm starting to get into theater on the stage and people know me because they see my face, and everyone's gonna know me because they're gonna come see the shows that I'm in. But I'm still gonna be me off the stage, as in like the person who's reading in the corner by himself or with like the small group of friends, because that's what we wanted. We didn't want like a huge group of friends like the entire school. So I created James Henry II. But there is a bigger reason why I created James Henry II, and this next part, I know it feels like something I've never actually ever told anybody about this because I wasn't really supposed to. And literally no one knows except I think like my mom and my sister, but they don't even probably know the reason why. So there was an incident that happened regarding, I'll just say that, okay, regarding, gosh, I don't even know how to say this, it's gonna be weird, and I know you guys aren't gonna believe me, this sounds totally fake and like totally written out, but it's always been this, and please, if you don't believe me, just believe me, because this is the 100% truth. So, I want to say around the same time as I started doing theater, like around 2006 is when I was like getting into more like social media, like not Facebook, it wasn't really Facebook yet, it was like MySpace and all that. And I just remember me and my sister had our own profiles, and my mom told us one day that, so this, like, my dad was gone, out of the picture for years now, but she told me that she got word from somebody in our family on my dad's side that when my dad was on tour, he dabbled into, so my dad is a musician, he goes on tour all over the world, and so of course there's gonna be like that groupie girl that wants to, like, you know, do something with him or them. So we got told that he did do something with said Jane Doe, I guess, and she was married or something, or she was dating somebody, and so that guy was pissed. He found out obviously who it was because it was, you know, my dad's celebrity, and out of the safety of us kids, I guess, because I had the same name as him, so she said, change your name on social media to something that isn't related to your father. And so my sister did, and it's always been like that. It's always been the same. It's always been like, oh my god, I won't even say it, but for me, because I am online, I was like, I don't know what to put. I really don't know what to put. And so when I found out from, I think, my mom, like the English translation of my name, just my first and middle name, it literally translated to James Henry. And I wanted the second in there because I've always loved like the Roman numerals, like, oh, he's the fourth, all that stuff. So I was like, well, I'm a junior, so I'm technically the second. So thus the name James Henry II was born, and I had to, in a sense, hide who I really was on social media, all because of something that my dad did. And it was like that for years because we didn't know who it was, if they were trying to target us, if they were trying to like come, you know, like hurt us to get back at my dad. It was just scary because I was 12 years old when that happened. If that, 2006, yes, I was 12 years old. So James Henry II was born, and some people were like, why is your name James Henry II? So I told the main story, which I told you guys already. I just hated my name. I've always hated my name. But that's the only truth that they got. They never got the whole truth, which was what I just said. So that was not fun, creating a fake profile, basically, but I was still being friends with everybody. And then the story goes deeper, but not until like the whole dad aspect. It was more so just me personally. So because of how shy I was as a kid, I remember when I got my first job, I was working at the fair here in town, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. I'm not like confident enough to like hold a walkie-talkie and like escort people and ask questions and do stuff. So I said, what would James Henry II do if he was working this? So that's what happened. I created this whole persona for James Henry II. He is this confident guy. He knows exactly what he's doing with whatever job. He is very friendly, which I'm friendly too, but like it's also just like just him alone. He's very friendly to people, but he won't let anybody step over him, if that makes sense. He protects himself because James Henry II doesn't have any like major friends. It's literally just a person in my mind. And it worked. And so like my thing was always like, well, I'm an actor, I can do this easily. And there's always the fake it till you make it. So I faked being James Henry II working until I made it comfortable and made it happen. And that just became a thing of mine for these next 12 years. Wow, half my life ago I was in 6th grade. So if you will really ask, James Henry II is 12 years old today. But he is still a 24-year-old man, like me. So there's a lot of things that changed over the years because I got so comfortable being James Henry II. So like if you find me on social media, it's always James Henry II. Although I recently just changed my name back on social media for Facebook. I think it was only Facebook just because that's like close friends. Whereas Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, it's James Henry II. So that being said, at work, I do go by James. To some people, they call me James. I have an award that's like engraved in there that says James, so that's kind of cool. But there's a lot of issues that James has when it's conflicting with what Jaime wants and what Jaime believes in, and it's where I get lost. It's like this Venn diagram, and here's me, here's James, and it's like this middle ground is where we both are, but there's so much battle happening in between there that I do sometimes lose sight of who I really am. And I know that sounds stupid, but I do forget sometimes that James Henry II is just a fake person. And even to the small people that I would consider like close family and friends and people that I love, they do sometimes call me James. All my theater people call me by my real name, because that's what I want on my like programs or whatever. Because no one's gonna understand like who's James Henry II. Like no, it's just something that is kind of hard to deal with now. I am slowly, which is why I changed my name on Facebook back to my real name. I'm slowly trying to dabble back into accepting, I guess that's the word I'll use. Accepting who I really am. Because James Henry II isn't real, unless I do actually change my name legally, which I do want to, but if that's the case, the persona will be gone, meaning that this voice in my mind will be gone, and I will just be James Henry II, and that's it. So it's very difficult. I know it sounds like dumb, and I'm not trying to like force emotions and be like, oh, I feel so bad for him. No, I'm not looking for that at all. I'm just wanting to let people know now that it was just something that I had to do, and then I wanted to do, and then it just became a daily thing. So it's been years since the whole change your name for your safety debacle, and my whole family's safe. It's fine. We're fine now. But I do think about that a lot because I haven't told anybody, and even saying it now to you guys. Hopefully you guys can watch this and go, okay, I can understand why there's maybe some stuff happening. I mean, even in my personal life, which is why I haven't really been making videos lately. I was watching, I know that sounds weird, but I was watching all my older videos last night on my bed, and I was just like, wow, that's James right there. And then as I slowly got more and more into making like more of these videos, like the past year and a half or 2 years, I was like, I saw myself in there and less of James, and it was weird. It was really weird. So this video right now, you're probably wondering who's really talking. Is it you? Is it James? It's me. Hi, me. I'm talking right now. And if you guys see, and I'm not saying that like I'm like this mopey, like I'm gonna be talking like I'm not talking about I'm because I'm like trying to whisper because people are sleeping. I just want to be quiet. But I do have a very outgoing personality, so don't get that wrong, please. This is why it's hard to like talk about like who is real and who is not. I am James. I will say that because I have been him for the past 12 years. So he is in here, and so is Jaime. There's 2 of us in here. It sounds crazy now, but I'm just saying that as in like I can be a certain way with certain people. I can be a certain way with certain people and act a certain way, but that's everybody. Everybody has that, like, this group of friends, they're very like chill or they're very relaxed, whereas this group of friends, they're like outgoing and they're gonna party. That's me. I have my different friends in different groups, and I'm very different with each and every one of them. Even by themselves, like I'm very different when it's just us two. But it's because I've learned so much of James, and I know that's kind of like everyone grows up and like learns about stuff, and it's just how they are. I guess like nurture, but it's also something that I've forced myself to do. Like sometimes I'll be with a group of friends and they'll want to do something and I don't, but I'm like, you know what? Like make them happy, because I know that they probably want to be like, oh, let's go do something together, that'd be so fun to do, but you don't want to do it, so I make James do it. And I know that sounds like I'm being fake to my friends, but I'm really not. I do love hanging out with them, but it's more so of like, if James can do it, you can, because you've been James for so long, and then I end up enjoying it. So it's just something that I'm still struggling with on how to be me 100%. But in this day and age, everyone's fake. Not in like they're always fake. It's like everyone has what they want to show into the world. That's literally what social media is. And so I guess I just wanted to show you guys and tell you guys that is the origin of James Henry II, and it's been a long 12 years, and I'm hoping one day soon maybe I can just officially change my name to James Henry, and I want to use my grandma's maiden name, which I won't say until it happens. But I do want to change my name to be 100% the guy who I'm trying to decide who I want to be. You know, do I want to be James? Do I want to be me? The name will be me, but once that happens, one of us has to go. And as odd as that sounds, it's true. So, going back to James, because this is his YouTube channel, but it's also mine, you know. I'm not trying to confuse you guys, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys do like this video, I don't know why you would, but just give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button down there. Follow me on my social media, because you can find out who the real me is down there too. I am on Instagram a lot more. I hardly ever use Snapchat anymore for just 2 people. But follow me on Twitter a lot. I love being active on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in my next video, because I'm going to make more of these. Okay, bye.